I do believe this may be going on in our world. And it has been upsetting to see that with the spiritual Egypt, spiritual, okay? The physical, I believe it's the Vatican, the top, not the bottom. Bottom are good people. I believe the top of the Vatican is the physical. And I'd need somebody more research than me, but I think that has something to do with one of the Babylons. I think there's 2 Babylons. So I think that might be connected. All I know is these 2 seem to be connected, and the New Age. So I've read a lot about Freemasonry, so I didn't even know that their teachings were bad until I read the Bible and put 2 and 2 together. I've read a lot about New Age. You know, I used to follow Buddhism and, you know, meditate, because I thought everybody had a piece of knowledge on our planet. So I didn't think there was any danger. See, the thing is, when I read the Bible, that's when I started to see the danger. That's when I started to see, like, you know, I'd already read about all these cultures, religions, theories, like, you know, that's when I was like, when I was reading it, I already had background knowledge. So I was like, when God said in the Bible certain things like, the one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing, and he's talking about this spiritual wickedness, I was like, who is he talking about? And that's when I started to figure out that I believe it's these people. And I believe that they've had access to all this knowledge, and they call it secret knowledge. And with the spiritual Egypt, you know, this has a lot to do with, they have a lot of connections. They're all over the world. A lot to do with Hollywood, too, and music stars and people in prominent places. I think the people that are high up, they're using that secret knowledge. And the Bible talks about it. It talks about these people that shouldn't be doing it that way, but they are. You know, does this eye represent a third eye? I don't know completely, but all I know is it's really looking like this is who he's talking about in the Bible. And these people down here at the bottom, the good people, doing good for the community and things like that, because they got levels. It's the ones at the top I'm concerned about. How else did I put these triangle things together? Well, I noticed, you know, when you, what are a lot of those movie stars and famous singers and things? What do? They put a like triangle, you know, like this, and you know, does that represent the capstone up? Is that what it really represents? Or you know, covering the one eye, when they cover one eye in their pictures. That's what the Freemasons do. They have these like secret handshakes and things like that. And I already knew that before. I was always curious about like what do they do. So okay, and I'm not making this up. If you're a family member, a friend, you can ask my partner. I've already been reading about these things. This one, I read this book. I read it a few times, not knowing it was bad. I didn't know it was bad until I read the Bible. And what are their teachings? It's called the Kybalion, a study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece. Okay? Spiritual Egypt. Where did God try to take his people out of? The physical Egypt. And what are we facing today? This would be spiritual Egypt. Okay? It's written by, in 1912, by Originally published by the Yogi Publication Society, Masonic Temple, Chicago, Illinois. To Hermes Trismegistus, known by the ancient Egyptians as the great and master of masters. So when I read it, it was just out of curiosity. I thought there was it's talking about some interesting things in there, balance of the universe and things like that. A lot of similarities to Buddhism and things like that. The thing is, the one book that I would not look in that had answers that I didn't know was the Bible. And it says, he talks about this spiritual wickedness, this unseen spiritual wickedness, planting them, principalities and things like that, that are tricking people into believing that they're gods. The Bible talks about that. And that kind of secret knowledge, when you read it and teaching you the balance and all these things, it's clear. I don't know what they're doing. I don't, but they have a lot of knowledge. And I think they're abusing the knowledge of the universe that the Creator set up. Okay, I've spent many years reading these things. That's what I do. I did it for casual. I didn't know that I was gonna one day read the Bible. And okay, so somebody's at the top of the Freemasonry group. I don't know who that is. But then this in here is all the people, lots of people that follow it. Like I said, don't be upset with the people at the bottom that don't know. It's like a tiered thing. The Vatican. I don't think I have to convince native people very hard about how much evil has been done by that church. And a lot of the groups here, that truth of what happened in the communities through schools and things like that, it's only just been starting to come out in the past few years. And there's individuals that have been working really hard to get that truth out, because especially these people, they didn't know what was going on to native people, how much they were getting hurt by these people in churches. Right? That's what's getting knowledge out now. But if this had to do with the top church, the very top church, the Vatican, the very top of it, putting out bad doctrines, and they, this is not the stuff I'm reading in my Bible. Where did they get this stuff from? And, if you look into it, the Pope, what does that mean? It means father. And I don't think you're supposed to call anybody father except the Creator. They came over and they convinced the world that we are pagans. And when you look in the Bible what pagans means, hold on, sorry. If you look up the original definitions of the words, when they're talking about what pagans are in the book, it's worshipping idols and vain repetitions. So, native people already know this stuff. Native people never worshipped idols. And there's a lot of fighting in the world. I think these two, not everybody. There's good and bad going on in every single group. Okay? We gotta stop grouping everyone together as everybody's bad or everybody's good. We're in a double-minded world, right? But the ones here that believe they're true Israelites and the original Jewish people, don't think they're getting along with that interpretation. And us with what the churches did and And we see the Vatican is not a good way, and that's so clear to us. We don't know how, other people can't see that. So there's a lot of harm, damage done throughout history here. It's been hard to repair relationships, and it's kind of a big topic I'm talking about here, but reading the Bible, Jesus was trying to bring everybody together.